I am become that, the destroyer of worlds. J. Robert Oppenheimer, when he witnessed the first atomic bomb. So I kissed a guy, but when I realized I could be sued for doing that, I threatened to fire the actor and the producers if they told anyone. Mindy Kaling, bragging in an interview with Conan. It is no secret that humans are capable of doing the most unthinkable things. The invention of the atomic bomb, for instance, global warming, killing innocent animals for luxury, but none more terrifying and unforgivable as the show Velma. This plague was unleashed on innocent people, people who didn't deserve it, children, adults, sickly old. When Velma came, it didn't care for anyone, like a flood or an earthquake won't stop just because there's an infant in its wake. That show caused misery, and without discrimination, it caused misery to everyone. Remember the people out there making reviews on this show. Remember them well, for their sanity is on the line. They have families, people that depend on them. Remember them fondly, for they sacrifice so that you can thrive. Remember them well. Okay, so that got a little more solemn than I would have liked, but okay. Well, I have reviewed Velma's every episode, so if you are interested in that, the links are in the description. I have also reviewed some Marvel and DC content if you care about that. Again, links in the description. Now let's get started with this review. The episode starts with Velma explaining for the millionth time how Daphne and Velma are great friends when they were young, and they fell apart because Daphne got in with the popular crowd, but now they are growing closer again. Velma tells Daphne that she is glad that they are great friends. Scene cuts to 2 days later. Norville, Daphne, Velma and Gigi are stuck under a rock, and Velma yells that she hates Daphne and they are all going to die and it's all Daphne's fault. Then we hop into Daphne's flashback. Velma and Daphne are in a car with her moms. Velma is curious about the password of the serial killer's phone. Daphne's mom tells Velma that Daphne is good at hacking phones because of the incident. Daphne doesn't want to talk about the incident, and she changes the topic. Velma insists on the incident. Daphne doesn't want to talk about it and changes the topic, and they make a generic meta joke about flashbacks that I don't really have the energy to explain right now. We cut to Fred's flashback. Fred wakes up in an underground room and he finds the brains of the 3 girls that were murdered. The brains can also talk and speak through a speaker and a camera. Fred faints when he sees this. The scene cuts again. Daphne helps Velma hack the serial killer's phone. Daphne explains a little about the incident, said that for a while she was obsessed with someone and she hacked their phone to see if they liked her or not. They didn't, and that's all Daphne says. Velma still insists on the identity of the person, but Daphne doesn't say. We cut to Fred, and now Fred is flirting with the brains of the murdered woman. Okay, that is a sentence that I never thought I would have to say. We cut to Velma. She goes to pick up Daphne, but Daphne says that she has to cancel her plans of going to the woods to catch the serial killer with Velma because she has to do a sexy photo shoot with Olive to fight the discrimination against hot girls. Again, don't ask me, I don't know what that means either. Velma gets angry and assumes that Olive was the girl that Daphne was into and starts faking her hallucination and emotionally blackmails Daphne into coming with her. We cut back to the present and Gigi says that their current situation is in fact Norville's fault, and now we cut to Gigi's flashback. So after the folk fest, Gigi keeps dropping hints for Norville that she is ready to get down. Norville asks if Gigi's cabin in the wood is free. When Norville gets to the cabin, he brings Daphne and Velma with him. While Gigi was, well, let's just say she was assuming that this was their romantic getaway for only 2 people. Norville says that he wanted to use the cabin to catch the serial killer near here. Gigi gets mad because Norville neglected to tell her that there was a serial killer near her cabin, and if she knew, she would have never come there. Cut to the present. Norville admits that he sucks at reading signals, but he's great at sending a homing signal. He uses a device to send a signal and a helicopter stops above them. They think that they are rescued, but Fred, a wealthy white missing person, is not among them, so the rescue helicopter simply just leaves. Sometimes I imagine that the writers, when they were writing for this, I can imagine they thought that this show was going to get some hate because they knew they were being outrageous. But I don't think even they imagined that they were working on the worst show ever. But I guess in the end the loss is mine because I am watching this show and it feels like my brain is shrinking the more I watch it. I am taking the bullet and falling down so you guys don't have to. Please don't watch this show because even hate watching is watching and they only care about the watching part, not the hate part. Speak with your money and time, people. Velma says that it was in fact Daphne's fault and we go to another flashback. In the cabin, Norville and Gigi are fighting. Daphne says that she is only there for Velma's hallucination and Norville says that Velma's hallucinations were fixed. Daphne gets angry and leaves. Gigi lives with her. Norville is on a roll with revealing secrets, so after Gigi and Daphne leaves, he tells Velma that Daphne was once obsessed with Gigi and even hacked her phone. Velma and Norville rushes outside to Daphne and Gigi at the edge of the cliff. That cliff breaks and they all fall down, and that's where we are in the present. Daphne says that she's not obsessed with Gigi anymore and that she likes Velma because she is possessive, and because Daphne had abandonment issues with her parents, she likes it when Velma is angry and raging jealous. They start shaking the rock and fall further down into an extension of the crystal caves. Gigi and Norville leave it through an opening in the cave. Velma and Daphne go further into the cave to find the serial killer. We cut to Fred, and according to Fred, the most attractive part of the woman is her brain, and he's already dating them and cheating on them and what have you. Back in the cave, Velma says that maybe they should be girlfriends, and before Daphne can say anything, they hear Fred yelling and they follow the voice. Fred is busy professing his love to all three of the brains, and suddenly the door opens up. He gets scared and he throws the brain and it hits Daphne. Fred runs away yelling in the crystal cave, causing it to start collapsing and blocking the exit where Norville and Gigi had left them. Velma thinks that someone is recreating Dr. Edna's research. She asks the brain if they have seen a Velma's mother. They say that they have only seen the guy with the welded mask. The cave starts falling apart and Fred comes back into the room. The floor starts opening up and Velma falls there and someone catches her. Who is that person? It's Velma's mother. Hallelujah, another mystery solved. Velma gets out the floor opening and they all run. And when we get to the origins of the Fred's van, or should I say Velma's mom's van now, because this show is all about Velma, then Velma's mother tells everyone to get in this mystery jalopy. Then the camera zooms in on Velma's mother. She looks into the camera, cueing the audience to laugh. I have to say I laughed a lot on this joke while crying tears of blood, but that's neither here or there. They escape in a van and make it to the surface, and Velma and her mom hug, and that's where the episode ends. Now there is an end credit scene where a news reporter is crediting Fred for finding the brains of the missing girls and saving everyone else. I just have to remind myself, there's only 2 more episodes to go. No more pain after this. No more pain. No more suffering. Velma asks her mother who took her, but she cannot remember that. This is where the episode really ends. So this is it for this review. This episode was definitely not as bad as the last one. I definitely got a little emotional in my last video towards the end. That episode definitely got me when it made the joke that men have it way easier than women. Because before it was like haha funny, look at that bad show that no one likes. But it was the 7th episode that really got me a little fired up. And you know what? I need to be better than that. I need to keep a cool head, review it with my chest straight and chin high and with a smile on my face. It's not like this episode is innocent. It definitely had so many bad jokes, but nothing like we haven't seen before. This show is definitely revolving around Velma. Like, look at the whole Scooby-Doo gang. I mean minus the dog. The entire gang is in love with Velma. Norville is a simp for Velma. Daphne likes that poop emoji with the wig. Fred has also started to simp for Velma. The woman responsible for wrongly getting him imprisoned and have him humiliated in the court in front of the whole damned town. And I'm sure if Scooby was in this show, he would also like Velma in some kind of a perverted way. And now Velma's mom has the mystery van that they will be having adventures on. I hope not, but they probably will because the 2nd season is already approved. Fred might become homeless by the end of the show and have to live in that van after it turns out that it was Fred's parents that were the main bad guys of the show. Again, just my own conspiracy theory. I'm watching this show, I'm allowed to make my own theories. And I think this is it for this review of episode 8, and I think I'll see you guys in the next one if I'm not having a mental breakdown by that point. And for now, it's a goodbye.